what we're going to do for today's live is I found, well, actually last night I found one feature, and the other feature I'm going to talk about is something that I've been using for a couple of years, but they improved it. And I'm not sure when they improved the tool. But tonight we're going to talk about 2 Facebook features every Avon rep should know about. Now, some of you may already know about them, and if you have used some of the tools that I'm going to talk about, go ahead and leave it in your comments how if they've worked, how you've used it, and just go ahead and share with us your experience with these tools. But last night I was really excited because I was poking around Facebook, and Facebook has a tendency to add features, and they don't announce it. So a feature could be sitting there for months, and then you discover it, and it's like, oh my gosh. And that's kind of what happened to me. This feature came out in May, and I happened to go to my group settings, and I saw a little check mark that said learning group or something like that. And I'll show you when we go on the browser. But I didn't know what it was, and so I clicked the little exclamation point, and it sent me to the help section, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is really cool. So I thought it would be great to use in our online beauty bosses group, but it's also going to be very handy in other areas too. And so what I am talking about is Facebook units. So has anybody heard of Facebook units? This is the first time I heard about it, but I thought it was really exciting. So what Facebook units is, it's a place, and it's only for groups, but it helps you organize your group content. And so let's say you're a leader and you have a group for your team, for your downline, and you post training posts, training videos. Well, with units, instead of just throwing extra documents in the files folder that gets all jumbled up, in units, you can categorize your learning. So if you have, let's say, a recruiting unit, and you have videos for your downline on how to recruit, you have tips, or you have tips on how to manage your downline, and then you have another category of how to sell. Well, with Facebook units, you can add one unit for leadership, another unit for selling, and then you could have another unit for fundraising. So it's really nice because your posts won't get pushed down in your feed. And when you let your representatives know if you need the training, you can visit the Units tab, and it's right next to your Files tab. It can also be used for your customer groups. So if any of you have a customer group, like a VIP group, then you can post your Facebook Lives. Let's say you do a tutorial on makeup, or you have a how-to on skincare, then you can have a skincare unit, and you can have a brochure units for the brochures that are coming up. I mean, you can just get creative. So I was just really excited. And so what we're gonna do, if you go to the group, we're in the group here, and on the sidebar under discussions, right by the units tab, you'll see the units in the Online Beauty Bosses tab, and you'll see my description. It says, hello Online Beauty Bosses, this is the units section and the learning area of our group, and Facebook has made it easier to organize our Online Beauty Bosses how-tos. So the first unit I added was using Facebook to promote your Avon business. And I have all the how-tos that we've had for Facebook. So if you click the link here, you'll see all the how-tos. So this is a nice way to categorize any posts or videos or live videos or documents that you have for your downline, as mentioned, or for your customers, and they can easily find it in one place. So that's the one unit. And then the next unit I'll create, and like I mentioned, I just found this last night, or I just discovered it last night. So I was so excited, so I did the Facebook one, but I still have a couple more to do. But what you would do is you would add the create unit here, and then I could put how to promote your e-store online. And then you could create a new unit. And then that would be unit 2. And then you can add your posts. And so to add posts, you would go back to your discussions, and let me see if I can find one of the posts about promoting online. And that's the emails. Bear with me as I'm going through this really quick. There's one here somewhere. Okay, how to make your Avon reference code a link for your personal Avon leads. So then if there's a post, let's say in your group, then what you would do that you want to categorize it so you make it easy for your viewers to find the content, you would go to the 3 buttons here, and then underneath you'll see that it says units, and then I would add it to how to promote your e-store online. And then I'm just going to do this real quick. How to make your Avon reference. Oh, I'm such a worse speller. Code, bear with me, a link. I'm just going to shorten it. Okay, so now I add it to the unit. And now when visitors or group members visit the units group, you'll see unit 1, which is using Facebook to promote your Avon business. And then unit 2 is how to promote your e-store online. And then as you click it, you would see 1. Now what's nice about this also is that in the units, let's say you have a unit that you have more posts. When you go, if I click on this one, my Facebook unit, I have 9 posts. And I can arrange the posts so that they make sense. So you just click the little edit pencil here, and then you can reorder them. You can move the posts around so that it makes more sense, especially if you're going to have like a step-to-step or step-by-step. Let's say you have, if you have a downline Facebook group, this is really helpful if you have new recruits, new Avon representatives, and you have like a step-by-step guide, so you can show them like how to get started, how to place your order, and you can put it in order so then they just go one by one. And what's nice also, when you create the unit, you can make it optional or you can make it mandatory, so that if you have members, it's mandatory for them to go through the unit. But I put it optional. I don't want to put any stress on anybody, but that's up to you. So now you're probably wondering, oh, okay, so where do I find this unit? So I don't know if you can find it in the more section where it says manage group. Let me look real quick. Manage group. Okay, so the edit group settings. Let me see if it's here. 1 minute. Let me see. Okay, so I don't think you can find it in the manage group sections, which is right here. The place where I found it was on my sidebar, shortcut. So if you go to your home and then you go to groups where it says explore, if you go to groups, and then you'll see the groups that you manage. And so if you click the little gear here, and you go to edit group settings, and this is where you add your description, your icon, and let me see where it is. Okay, so it's right here. I hope you can see the highlight. It says sections, social learning units. And so if you click that little checkbox, that's where the magic is going to happen. And if you want a little more information, just click the learn more, and it'll tell you everything you need to know about the units, how to set up. I know I just did a real brief, how-to tutorial on this, but maybe later, if there's more requests, I can go into that at another time. But I just wanted to show you real quick just the potential of this feature. Okay, so that's the exciting feature that I found. And so the group, any members and online beauty bosses, you have to visit the actual group page. It won't come in your feed because I know a lot of us, we see the group posts in our feed. But if you visit the online beauty bosses group, you can make a shortcut here on your sidebar. When you visit the units section, and I'll be adding new units as we go along, you'll see all the online beauty bosses how-tos on how to promote your e-store. Okay, so that is the first tool. And I just thought that was so exciting. Leave your comments and what you think about the units feature in Facebook. Let me know if you've heard of it, if it's the first time, if you're going to use it. And I'm really interested to know how you guys use it, how you guys get creative. Then the next tool that I've been using for a long time, and I've been in some of our other Avon groups that I'm in Facebook. I've noticed a couple of comments where people are really frustrated. Our Avon reps are frustrated because their Facebook ads are not being approved. So and that can be really frustrating if your Avon advertisement isn't getting approved. And it's for some of the new reps who may not know this, Avon has authorized us to use Facebook ads within a 50-mile radius. It can only be in a 50-mile radius of where you live, but so you can go ahead and do that. If you go out further, you're not within the guidelines, and it's only for Facebook. It's not for Google. It's not for any other paid advertising. So you have to stay within the guidelines for Facebook. But the frustrating part is that sometimes Facebook doesn't approve the ads, or sometimes our reach, which means the views, isn't as much as we thought it would be. And so I don't know if you guys know this, but Facebook has a 20% rule. And so this may be the reason why some of your ads aren't being approved, because with Avon's 20% rule, they want 20% text and 80% image. And the more text you have and the less image you have, the more likelihood your image won't be approved, your ad won't be approved, or the reach of how many people see it may be lower. So the way to check how your image is going to rate is by using Facebook's image text checker. So I want to know if anyone has heard about the Facebook image text checker. I've been using this for maybe about a year or two, and they've improved it, because before it was a graph and you had to figure out on your own whether or not your image had 20% text. So it was a little bit harder. But what you do is you go to this link, and in our how-to, when I post it, I'll go ahead and type it out so you can just copy and paste it. But you go to facebook.com ads and the tools text overlay. And you'll see here, you'll see a little feature here where it says image text check. And it's going to ask you to upload your image. So you do have to have the image on your device, whether it's on your desktop or your mobile. And then you click upload. And then what happens is that once you click the upload, it's going to upload your image, and it's going to let you know what it ranks. So I have my post where it says sell Avon, and I wanted to promote it or boost it. But as when I added it to the text check, it said that my image text was too high. And when it says that it's too high, it means that more than likely this ad is not going to be approved because there's too much text. So then I have to go back to the drawing board and figure out, okay, what other image am I going to use? So then the next one is I tried Beauty Welcomes Everyone, and that's an Avon image. And even though it had all text, it ranked at medium. And the medium rating means that your ad reach may be lower. So you're not going to get as many views with this ad. I mean, Facebook might approve it, but you might not get very good results. And so then the next ad is the image here, let me be your Avon lady. And it said my text rating was low, which Facebook will approve it, but again, the reach where the views, it may be slightly normal than a normal run. And then the one that did well was Build Your Beauty Empire. It was an Avon ad, and it said that the text was okay and your ad will run normally. So this is a go. I'm going to get the most for my money if I put in a $5 budget and it says that 350 people will reach. Hopefully 350 people will see the ad because it has a higher rate and a low text ratio. So that's a nice little feature. And then here was another one, just so you have an idea, if you have more image and then you have the text on top and it's not covering the whole image, then hopefully Facebook will approve it. And again, this one it said it was okay and your ad will run normally. Now, keep in mind that even though Facebook may say that, you know, the image is okay and the text ratio is good, if you still don't get a response, it just may be the ad itself. And this is where you have to get creative. Just kind of think like, what would make you click? If you saw an ad about Avon, you know, what would make you click? What would keep your interest? So if you kind of think that way rather than the, you know, join Avon today, if not now, when, you know, just think about just how you would react if you saw an Avon ad and what would make you click. And that's a great place to start right there. So we're going to go back to our browser and I'm going to show you this image text check. And so here we are on the page and we're going to click upload. And this is the link again, it's facebook.com ads tools text overlay. And again, I'll give you the link for that. I'll post it in the how-to. So you're going to click upload and you're going to go to find your image. And so first we'll go ahead and do the, just so you know, we'll do this one. You open it and then it shows you right there that the image text is low, which means that it's okay. You can still post it and it'll still get approved. And then if you just want to do a batch of them, you can just continue uploading them. Like this is an Avon ad right here. And even though it has text, apparently Facebook thinks this one is okay. So that's a good one, or it's low, so you can post it. Just try to stay within the okay rating and the low rating. Ideally, doing the okay rating is what you want to get. You want to get to. Okay, so that's those were the two tools. I was excited about them. I don't know, maybe you're like, well, it's not that exciting, but I just think that these knowing the things that Facebook offers you is just going to help you or help us to get our word out about Avon. And the more we know, then the more we can, grow our business. So, our quote today, and I thought of this quote because these tools and a lot of the things that I've actually learned online has been because the question why, like, well, or not why, how. If I go to someone's Facebook page or a group and I see a feature that I like, it makes me start thinking, and I'll say, well, how did they do that? And then I'll Google it or I'll go to Facebook help. So the quote that I want to leave you guys with is the quote for the day is the future belongs to the curious, the ones who are not afraid to try it, explore, poke at it, question it, and turn it inside out. Now, when you're online, sometimes you have to do that until you can completely figure it out. And I know that I've spent hours, learning how to, you build a blog. You're just like, how do I do this? And you're just trying to figure things out. And just keep that in mind that um, just always, keep trying, be curious, and always ask how, and it'll make learning and your business much more enjoyable. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful evening, and as you're leaving to Rep Fest, have a great time. We'll be here at home, so I'll be here at home, so post those pictures, and I hope you guys have a great time. All right, thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.